Alright guys, so this is just going to be the follow-up video to the previous one. Again, it was really late when I started doing this, and I probably should have waited till tomorrow to start doing all this. And like I missed that first part of gluing the top glue joint here. And again, I'm sorry. But in the previous one, I pulled it out, flipped it over, and did the bottom. And showed you guys that part. And like I was saying, I was going to reinforce that a bit. So what I done was when I stopped the last video and the bottom was curing, I flipped this up, back upright, and I went back and put another thin glue bead, you know, down on the upper one, and then like I said, just took my Q-tip and just went around it to disperse it evenly and get a little bit more wider um, joint up on the former a little more, and to fill the valley in over up to the edge of the spider on this in this ridge here, and then hit it with a little accelerator, and then I flipped it back over upside down, and then just went ahead and did the bottom again as well. You know, did the same thing as I did to the top. And the reason why I did that, reinforcing those, flooding these, is because when I put the when I go to glue this in place, and I put it, all the glue bead, my glue down on the basket on the spider landing, and I line it up and set it in place and then clamp it. And once I put the spider adapter on top of this spider to space it from the top spider, and once I've glued it down and clamped it, when I put the top spider on, you're only going to be able to glue like this top joint right here. You're only going to be able to glue that portion of the spider. So I always reinforce the lower spiders a bit more to kind of help alleviate the stress on the upper spider joint. Not that it's going to come apart, but it helps take some of the stress off, kind of, so to speak. And when I put that top spider in, what I'll do is I'll put a small glue bead around it, hit it with a little accelerator, and just let it set for about 10 or 15 minutes. And then what I'll go back and do is just flood it, flood that upper joint with my glue. And then typically at that point, I'll get way back, about 2 or 3 feet, and just barely mist a little bit, and just let it cure. And I'll usually let that sit overnight. Like, I'm gonna let this sit overnight before I mess with it anymore, because it's so late, early in the morning. But I'll kind of go over that when I start putting that portion of it together. Like, again, I'm sorry if I'm repetitive and this and that, guys. Like, it's super late. I just wanted to put some halfway decent content up. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.